So what does nuclear physics then have to do with the age of the Earth? Well, in a couple of words, well, three actually, everything or nothing. Well, let's deal with the nothing part first, because that should be easier. We're talking about history, the history of the Earth, so we should read a history book. And in fact, the Bible is the history book of the universe. But notice that it's radiometric dating of meteorite material, as opposed to Earth rocks. And that's, again, based on an assumption that the Earth and meteorites were formed at about the same time out of about the same material. So if you measure the age of meteorites, you'll get the age of the Earth, and maybe with less concern about changes in the substance as a part of the Earth's history. If you look at another set of rocks, the rocks formed by the lava dome after the Mount St. Helens eruption, which was formed in 1984, using the same technique but applied a little bit differently, you get these results. So first they did it on the whole rock, so they just crushed up the whole rock and did the measurement on that. They got 350,000 years. Well, this is clearly wrong. So they thought maybe what we can do is we can separate this rock into the minerals and we'll get a better answer. So they extracted one mineral, the feldspar, and yes, they got a better answer, only 340,000. So that's getting closer. But then they tried some other minerals, and it went the other way, all the way up to 2.8 million. So it's a very small ratio, but engineers are very inventive people, and they've developed an instrument called the accelerator mass spectrometer, which has a very low level of sensitivity, and it can measure the carbon-14 down to 0.002% of what they call modern carbon, the amount of carbon-14 versus carbon-12 that is currently in the atmosphere. Now, the interesting thing is that the ages of the coal samples, despite having a very wide geological age and a very wide distribution around the country, are about the same. And the diamond is only a little bit older. And this is exactly what you would expect if the coal was formed by vegetation that was buried during the flood. So it would be all about the same age, and the diamonds, if they were created during Creation Week, would be a little older.